Sanibonani guys, welcome back to yet another video. Guys, bathi impilo yomtshato inje. One moment or 1 minute you and your husband are fighting or at one another. Next minute you guys are kissing, making out and being sweet to one another. People are busy wondering with you what happened when Nandi throughout. I mean, for how many episodes she's been mad at Urev Mtuga one way. All of a sudden, these last 2 episodes, Nandi softening up. I mean, even this latest episode, Nandi decides that she is going to cover up the tattoo that she had done with her ex. All in the name of proving Uzole that, listen, I am in it for the long haul. I want us to fix Lumchat. Now, in this episode, guys, it gave vibes that Nandi actually regrets the fact that she actually went to go and join her with another man. And maybe I kind of get her because, listen, she says that's one of the things that makes it so hard for her to forgive Uzole because she feels like Uzole is the one who put her in a situation like this where she was vulnerable and then she was found by another man. Hi, Kaputiwa, guys, or Nandi herself says that look, guy who was in the picture, he wanted umchato out of Nandi. Hey, guys, maybe amadoda guys don't really want respect because what do you mean Nandi just met? How long was she even dating that guy and already was speaking umchato? Hi, these men must just be honest because it's the lazy ones that get married. It's the disrespectful ones that get married. Asisazi nathi. Hi, guy kuthiwa he wanted to marry Nandi and Nandi was like, whoa, phela, now we are jaha. But just to prove to you that you know what, Ndizohlala, I'll be here next to you forever and ever. Let's getting matching tattoos. And that's how she got the matching tattoo. I honestly wish I could see this guy that Nandi was dating for her to even regret. I kind of feel like if the guy was better off than Uzole in terms of his kudla and in terms of money, maybe she would have completely moved on from Uzole. Asazi, you guys, because I just have a thing in my head, guys. Once wabang mamfundisi or once wajola nendoda or wachata nendoda eneskhundla, you can't go back to not dating a man who has some sort of iskundla or imali or something like that. It's like Tongo, guys. She dated a whole president or whole ex-president, Jacob Zuma. Imagine her just dating nje umuntu, an ordinary person. It doesn't make sense. It's standard. Guys. But now my thing is, if Nandi is saying had Uzole not left her out in the cold, she wouldn't have been vulnerable and dated this man. She acknowledges that, you know what, when you're vulnerable, sometimes you just agree and do things that if you were in your normal state of mind and the situation was fine, you wouldn't do certain things. Why can't she be merciful towards people who have many baby daddies or who have different baby daddies? Because Nandi, it's kind of like she looks down on people who have different baby daddies or who have children out of wedlock. She actually swears at such people. So I'm thinking to myself, if you were in a situation where you did something that you're not proud of, why can't you be merciful towards people who have many baby daddies? Because I mean, guys, situations, sometimes people find themselves in circumstances that they didn't even wish or plan upon themselves. So all I'm saying is that sometimes don't be quick to be judging with umuntu unabantwana by 500 to how many baby daddies. Like sometimes don't be quick to judge umuntu because you don't know a situation. Yeah, I guess, guys, there might be light at the end of the tunnel because I mean the fact that Nandi is even willing to cover up this tattoo means that she's actually hearing her husband out. Well, it seems like she's been hearing him that he doesn't like this tattoo. She just enjoyed the torture that it brought to Uzole. Hi, guys, Nandi decides that, listen, she's gonna take her man out on a date, and Uzole is thinking that, listen, my wife is hlanganisa something cute, sweet nyana. Can't you know? uNandi uzothetha nge-church planting, guys. uNandi tells her husband that, listen, since wena uthe that you're not called for church planting, I'm gonna do it. Haibo njani, guys. Uzole even asks her that, Haibo, are you called for church planting or are you called nje inhlobo? Guys, I just kind of feel like uNandi, the way she's doing things, she's just doing things according to her plan and the way she thinks things might work out. And I just kind of feel like, no, man. Maybe that's the reason why this whole idea of even starting a church frustrates Uzole so much. I don't know, guys, because I'm not in the secret places, no Nandi. But when did she take the time to even pray about it? Since when is she able? Church planting, is it not is pure, guys, for her to just come and say that, no, I'm just gonna do church planting. The worst part, guys, is that she shows Uzole the poster that she wants to send out to people or post on her social media platforms. She wants to call their church the Methodist Church South Africa. What do you even mean? And Uzole is uncomfortable with that. uNandi says that, listen, I love the Methodist Church and we're not going to change that name. I love the way they do things, so I still want to keep some sort of affiliation with them. That doesn't make sense to me, guys. Like, is it even allowed? Do you think even the Methodist Church would even allow that when they hear the name that Abonandi are starting their church and they're calling it Methodist? Don't you think, Uguti, they are not going to be okay with that and they can even fight that legally? Because I would understand if they would do that. If you're calling yourself Methodist, guys, if I am a Methodist and I go to, I don't know, the Eastern Cape and there's a Methodist church there, I'm expecting by that church that I go to, you guys are going to do things the exact same way that any Methodist church does it. So uNandi, the Methodist church doesn't want them. So now she's going to force herself into doing things the Methodist way. No, she must conform. Angithi she loves the church. She must love the rules nakhona and conform to the rules of the church. She can't just pick and choose what she likes. In as much as the Methodist is a church, but to a certain extent, it's a brand on its own. So uNandi, if she's wearing that uniform and they're calling themselves the Methodists, they are representing the Methodist church. And uNandi, with that behavior, I'm sorry, even if I was a leader at the Methodist church, I would even sue. I'm even wondering at this point, what is yini interest Anandipa in starting the church? Because I just kind of feel like, doesn't she want to move on with her life? Why would she want to move on with a church name? Why would she do that? If I was her, I would just get another name and just move on in peace. Later in the episode, guys, uNandi comes home, namaslipazi, and a bonnet driving. Otiwa Ugel told her husband that she's stepping out for a bit, only for her to come back with a car. Guys, Ugel utenge imoto. She bought a car and she didn't even tell her husband about it because she knew that Uzole was going to be against it. Guys, tabango Uzole on episode 1 or episode 2, he was borrowing 500 rands for a transport yabantuan. uNandi goes and guys, and the thing is, uNandi, I love the spirit of being a hustler. Like, listen, I feel like if you are a pastor, you would want to have a wife like uNandi on your side, a wife who gets things done in that regard. But in terms of the attitude, not so much. So in her head, maybe she's thinking, you know what, I'm getting things done. I mean, they're about to have a church. Ministry, does it not require imoto? But guys, the way she's going about doing things, guys, she's putting them even in more debt. uNandi's father and mother are busy singing there. They are happy, guys. Uzole is sitting in a wheelchair because his back is giving him issues. I don't even know why he's not exercising, because ungumfundisi, he stands for long hours. There is haibo, guys. Eventually your body is gonna give up, because I mean, if you're not eating well, if you're not exercising and you stand for that many hours and aging up, come on, now Uzole is confused. confused. He doesn't know whether he should be happy, whether he should be sad. And Nandi's just like, listen, you are faithless. About getting yourself into more debt, being called faith. Hi, andiyazi-ke lento. Few moments later or the next day, Nandi, guys, so figure abantu, guys in the yard, bazokama ini intende, because Nandi is gonna have the church in her yard, which already I think is a bad move. But I guess because of finances, it's cheaper. They don't have to rent out a venue, not knowing how many people are gonna come. But again, Uzole is irritated because she didn't even inform him that, listen, people that are gonna come and whatnot. Ingane, guys, is even asking, Mom, are we now gonna live in a tent to show Uguti the trauma that this family has just been through? Haike Unandi then says, this is the day the Lord has made. Let the service start. She asks Uzole, is your sermon prepared? Uzole then opens up and says that, you know what, Nandi, honestly speaking, I can't feel one leg of mine. And Nandi just breaks down. She excuses herself and she starts crying. This is the first time I'm seeing Nandi being vulnerable and whatnot. And I guess it's relatable for some people. For me, it's really hard for me to be in tune with it because I don't know, guys. That's the thing about umchato. You'll never understand into yabantu by two, because some of us are still holding grudges against Nandi, whereas Uzole, he is cruising nicely. Nandi waike. Nandi eventually comes back or comes out from the room that she went to and Vadela herself in and cried herself out. She comes out and she hugs Uzole because she's thinking, this man truly must be going through a lot. Sonke siyazi, guys, when you start feeling some sort of physical pain or your body starting to feel ingati it's giving up on you, normally it's stress, guys, or something that you've just been pondering on so much that your body, that it's starting to take a toll on your body. And shame, man, the way Uzole cried when Nandi just held him, I just thought to myself, Nandi, maybe this is what this man has just been needing. Just for you to just hug him and for him to cry it out. Sometimes, guys, all you just need is to just cry. Just take a few moments to just cry your lungs out, and I promise you feel better after a few moments of crying. I don't know, guys, if his wife's support or if his wife's hug comforted him to that point, because next thing Uzole was then saying that he's ready to preach, guys. Uzole ekhalazela pulpit, guys. He's feeling disrespected that there's no pulpit. I'm just like, Zole now, okay? Really? Your wife is trying to make it able to have some sort. I need to when are you saying that there's no other job you want to do? Now, Koge, she's made a plan for you. Uzokaneli pulpit. What is the pulpit? I don't know what you... Yes, guys, the pulpit looks nice, but come on. You can't be holding on to the fact that there's no pulpit or you feel like people are not going to take you serious. Ngengaya pulpit. Hi, come on, man. Anyway, we will see next week, guys, with how many people get to pitch and show up at the church. I really wonder if Nandi has the character to be able to lead a church where they just starting it from a fresh. But attendance is not, I don't think the attendance is going to be the same as a typical Methodist church. I mean, the Methodist church already, it wins people on its own because it's been there for long. Manje mawuzqala lisonto lakho elingaziwa. What are people like? You don't even have a track record where people are like, no, we know this church, my mother went to it or something. All the best to them. Anyway, let's park it right there. You tell me your thoughts on this. Please do make sure you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge, and I'll see you guys on the next one.